Hi guys, it's me again, Kiana, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, we are going to be doing my December wrap up. It is very hard to believe that it is now 2020. I'm going to be 21 this year. So in the month of December, I read 5 things. I did not finish my TBR goal and all of that, but let's just jump into the 5 things that I did end up reading. And yeah, so the first book I ended up reading and absolutely loving was The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. This is the third and final book in the Air folk series, trilogy. The first book being, of course, The Cruel Prince, the second being The Wicked King, and the third being The Queen of Nothing. Absolutely love this, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. In the first book, we're introduced to twin sisters, Jude and Taryn Durante, and when they're 7 years old, their mother and father are murdered by their half-sister, Vivian's biological father, Maddox, and because he murdered, Jude's mother and father, he takes them in as his warden or whatever, because he feels, I killed your parents, you're not my responsibility. And he takes them into the life of Fae, even though they are fully human, and Fae hate humans whatsoever. I absolutely love this book. I love the twists and turns that were in this. I was gonna do a reading vlog of me reading this, but I just honestly wanted to read this. Absolutely love this. 5 out of 5 stars. I can't believe we're actually saying goodbye to these characters. Absolutely loved it. The second book I read was Ton of Bones by Victoria Straub. I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. And this is the second book in the Cassidy Blake trilogy, I believe it is also. The first book being, of course, City of Ghosts. And in City of Ghosts, we're introduced to a girl named Cassidy Blake. And ever since a year and a half ago that she had a near-death experience where she was basically dead but brought back to life, she can now see and speak to ghosts, her best friend, of course, being a ghost, and her parents are ghost hunters. And on summer vacation, they embark on going to 3 different countries to hunt ghosts. The first, they were in England, and then this one, now they're in Paris, and Paris is more filled with ghosts because of everything that happened. I enjoy this more than I enjoyed City of Ghosts. City of Ghosts, I gave 4 stars. This I gave 4.5. It doesn't suffer, to me personally, the middle book syndrome that a lot of other trilogies do. I loved how we get more of her powers in this one, and we get more ghost stories. We get a lot of history in this as well, because Victoria Straub actually looked up, she did her history of where a lot of ghost sightings are at. I did absolutely enjoy this, and this was a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Then my audiobook for the month was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. This is, of course, book 5 in the 7-book series. I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. This is the year after Voldemort's back. Harry's trying to tell people don't honestly believe him. They have a new, of course, Defense Against the Dark Arts professor. The Order of the Phoenix is now resurrected again because we are now entering the Second World War. The one thing that bothers me a lot is how big this book is. This book is almost 900 pages, and honestly, a lot of stuff that was in here we did not need. I did do a reading vlog for this book and the next book that I will leave somewhere up on the eye. But yeah, in my opinion, it did not need to be this long. I love a lot of the school setting that we get, a lot of more memories of the old Order of the Phoenix, and more history on each and every character. But yeah, I just, to this day, still don't like how long this book is. But again, 5 out of 5 stars. The fourth book I ended up reading and loving was Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jake Kristoff. This is book 1 in the Aurora, I feel like it's a trilogy. So in this book, we get multiple points of views. It basically takes place in space. So it is the year 2380, and star pupil Tyler Jones is ready to recruit the squad of his dreams, but his own boneheaded heroism sees him stuck with the dregs nobody in the academy wanted. A cockney diplomat with a black belt in sarcasm, a sociopath scientist with the fondness for shooting her bunkmates, a smartass tech whiz with the galaxy's biggest chip on his shoulder, an alien warrior with anger management issues, a tomboy pilot who's totally not into tie, in case you were wondering. And Ty Squad isn't even his biggest problem. That would be Aurora Jalen O'Malley, the girl he rescued from interdimensional space, trapped in Cairo sleep for 2 centuries. Aurora is a girl out of time and out of depth, but she could be in the catalyst for a war millenniums of years in the making, and Tyler's squad of losers, disciplined cases, and misfits must just be the last hope for the entire galaxy. Nobody panic. So it's basically taking place on a space school, like where they learn to be pilots, and Aurora, like the day before graduation, Tyler goes out into space and he is on this spaceship where Aurora's sleeping with a lot of other people, but everyone else is dead and Aurora is the other one that's technically asleep. Something happens to the ship. He ends up saving her, bringing her back, but because of how long she was asleep and where she was, Aurora has powers she does not know about. You know, one eye is turning white, a part of her hair is turning white. She has these powers that she can't remember where she's hurting people. I absolutely loved it. I gave this, of course, a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I took half a star away because of how long it took me to actually get into this world. That was the only thing that pissed me off, with how long it took me to get into this world. We already have a second book called Aurora Burning that's coming out in May, and I can't wait for that. But I absolutely love this. 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then the fifth and final book I read in December was Monstrous Volume 1 by Majori Liu and Sana Tariki. And in this book, it's basically set in an alternate world where, you know, on the back it says it tells the epic story of Mika, half-wolf, a teenage survivor of a cataclysmic war between humans and Orankics. In the force of operation in terrible danger, Maika is both hunter and hunted. Search for answers about her mysterious past as those who seek to use her remain just one step behind, and all the while the monster within her wakes. So, I don't know how you pronounce her name. I say Maika. She does not remember whatsoever how her mother died, where her mother is. She doesn't remember what happened to her as a child. She doesn't remember where her friends are from when she was a children are at, and all of that. So on top of that, she doesn't remember how she lost her arm or why there's a monster inside of her arm. I absolutely love this. This is actually like a 200 and something page graphic novel, which is really big compared to the other graphic novels I read, which took me a while to absolutely read it. But I did enjoy this. This was a 4 stars. And yeah. So those were all 5 books that I read in the month of December. A lot of them were just like, I enjoyed them, but they weren't my absolutely favorite. I'll be leaving here 2 videos. Honestly, feel you guys should go check out. I try my hardest to post Mondays and Thursdays, but that might change within the new year. I haven't really decided yet. And I should be seeing you guys really, really soon with my TBR for January. Bye, guys.